My face above the water, my feet can't touch the ground, and it feels like I can see the sands on the horizon every time you are not around. I'm slowly drifting away, wave after wave, wave after wave. I'm slowly drifting.
For the next part of this video, I'm going to talk you through some of the key features. The only reason why I'm talking about it is it's just going to take far too long for me to do all the little banners and get them in the right spots, because this is a little bit more technical. Okay, so the first technique I'm going to take you through is how we import a video from either your device or from your Google Drive. This is great if you want to edit a previous video that you've made in a previous recording session, or whether you want to actually use a video from your device, maybe your phone, iPad, and then maybe stitch two clips together. That would be really useful, and this is the first step towards us understanding how to do that. So find the little blue blob with the plus sign in it, bottom right hand corner of the screen, click on that. You'll be presented with two options. You can either import a video from the device, or you can click to import from your drive. So let's have a look at importing from your drive. Click on that, then it will take you to your own Google Drive. Now, when you make a video in Screencastify, as per previous videos, you will know that Screencastify creates a folder in your drive called Screencastify. All you need to do is click on that folder, go in there and locate your video. Once you've selected it, click import and away you go. Our second technique is all about trimming clips. You might need to do this because when you click record, there's always usually a few seconds whilst you rearrange the windows and maybe close down windows or reopen windows. So it's a useful one to do. At the bottom of the screen, you've got a timeline. So all you need to do is grab the end, whichever end it is, beginning or end of that timeline, and just click, hold and drag inwards until you are ready to start. Nice and straightforward. The editor lets you chop up the clips that you've made, which is a really handy feature. So to do this, go to the timeline and you'll notice your cursor, as you hover over the frames, has a little white line. Left click where you want the cut to happen and it will leave a slightly darker grey line behind. Then go to the toolbar and you'll notice a pair of scissors. Just click on the pair of scissors and it will then snip and separate the two clips. When you click playback, you won't notice any difference. A great advantage of this is if you make a mistake in the middle of the long recording, you can go in and put a little snip either side of that mistake, highlight it and then click delete, and hey presto, the mistake goes. The next technique is all about combining two or more clips, and the reason why we might need to do this is because if you're like me, it will take you many takes sometimes to get the right outcome, and sometimes you might just want to actually combine 2 minutes of one clip with another just to save on the number of files that you're creating. So editor lets you combine those files. So very straightforward, go to the blue cross, select the next video file that you want to import, just click on it and it'll add it in. There's an opportunity here of course to combine files that you've recorded on your phone with files that you've created directly within the browser. So click plus and it'll add them in. When you've imported your next video file, it might not be quite so easy to see what's actually happened and where it is. Take a really good look at the timeline and you'll notice that there is a gap between two files in that strip. So towards the right of the screen you'll notice there's a grey gap. It's not very big but it is there. Now once you've identified where the next clip has been added into the timeline, you can also then use the trimming technique just to trim off little bits, the beginning bits or maybe the end bits of either clip, so that you've got a nice tidy combination of the two. There's also a nice opportunity here where actually if there's a little bit of information that you've put in one video which you want in with the rest of the new video that you're creating, but you don't want certain bits, you can also just trim those out nice and easily and just focus on the bits of information that you need. This next technique is all about adding text. So this is a fairly limited feature, but it might be quite useful. So first of all, you need to identify where in your timeline you want to add your text. Now what I recommend you do is that you snip out the section of video that you want your text to be made, and we can do that using the scissors tool. So I place my white line where I want my text to start, I click scissors. I then place my white line where I want the text to finish being displayed and I click, and then go back to the scissors again. And there we go. So I've created a section where I want some text to appear. So I highlight it by clicking on it, and you'll notice the blue edge around the outside of it. I go to the T for add text and click. I then have up here a little dialog box that lets me write something. So here we go. Oops, can't spell today. Oh dear, caps lock off. Here I am. So you can type anything you like in there, and once you're done, you've obviously got some formatting there which allows you just to tidy it up a little bit to your own taste. Need a capital in there. And then I'm just going to click away, and when you click away, there it is. It's embedded over the top of your video. You can notice down below now a little T has been added over that section of the clip, so you know exactly where it is. You'll also notice that in the clip beforehand there is no T and there is no clip afterwards. So let's just test it. It should only appear for that portion of the video. So I'm just going to click play from there. There it goes, and off it goes. So a very handy little feature. Okay, my final technique to share with you is the crop tool. So again, as I did with the text tool, I need to isolate a little bit of the clip on the timeline where I want to actually do a little bit of cropping. So I'm just going to place two random snips. So one there, cut, and one there, cut. And here's my section which I want to crop. So I make sure it's highlighted, blue line around the outside of that section of the clip, and I go to the crop tool, click. And what you'll notice is it gives you the option now to draw a rectangle around the area of the screen that you really want to focus on. So I'm just going to do that here and click. And once I'm done, I go to the bottom right hand of the screen and click done. There is the reset option if you're not happy with what you've done, but I'm just going to click done, and there we go. So what you'll notice for that section of the clip is that it actually zooms in on that portion of the screen quite a lot. Let's test it. So I'm going to go back to a previous clip, click play. And there we go. So again, a handy little feature which allows you to isolate on a particular part of the screen. So finally, you have created all the edits you want, added text, trimmed bits, added some cropping, all those types of things. All you now need to do is create a new video file which basically bounces all those edits you've made down into one. So the way you do that is you go up to the right hand corner, and you're presented with two options. You can either download it as a separate file. You probably won't need to do that, but this one here is very crucial. You're going to save it to your Google Drive. So there you go. You've got to name it, save. It will take a while to process it depending on your internet connection. Brilliant. So once that's done, click share. You can share it with the people that you want to share it with, or you can just click done, and it will automatically appear in your Screencastify folder. So you don't really need to do very much to find it. So I'm just going to come out of that, go to your Google Drive, and you'll find it just in there. Let's just test that a moment. So here we go. Here's my Google Drive. Screencastify. Now remember, I called it name, and there it is, name. Double click on that, and then it'll just appear as the video file. Very, very clever stuff.